Hey guys, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. And for today's pick a card, we are going to be learning who is your secret admirer. Who has got either a little crush on you or who just really thinks you are like the bee's knees and is a little nervous to tell you that. All right, so we have 4 crystals before us today. So this crystal right here for group number 1 is amber. And then crystal number 2 is Lapis Lazuli. Crystal number 3 is Tiffany stone. And crystal number 4 is orange agate. So you can take all the time you need to pick your crystal. Pause the video here if you need to. Remember, there's no real wrong way to pick your crystal. Sometimes just taking a few deep breaths and closing your eyes and then opening your eyes, and the crystal that pops out first can be the one for you. But yeah, there is no wrong way. And yeah, I'll give you a moment to pick your crystal now. You can pause the video here if you need to. All right, and with that, we're going to move on to the reading with group number 1, the amber. Hey guys, this is group number 1 if you picked the amber, so let's get into your reading. So first, one thing I noticed with the person who is your secret admirer, there may have been a little bit of friction in the past between both of you. Something where with Armadillo Spirit, we see here that some boundaries needed to be set between the both of you. So it looks like the relationship could have been slightly tumultuous. But what we're also seeing here is like this person really believes that like you guys are in perfect harmony. Like you guys are kind of in sync with each other, that you're their perfect person. What we also see here with Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries, this person might also have a tough outer shell. They're the type of person who doesn't let people get in easily. And I think you'll know that they like you because you'll be let in and they'll kind of be keeping other people out. One thing that they noticed about you, something that really has like changed their mind and is one of the reasons why they admire you so much, is because what we have here with the 7 of Wands, for me particularly, the 7 of Wands is a card about individuality, being on a different level than other people. You know, the original card, there's a guy and he's fighting all these other people who are below him below this kind of like mini cliff thing. And in this card, this kind of reiterates like my personal associations with this card, where the person is kind of in this protected bubble away from all these other people. They're on a plane all unto themselves, you know. If you notice the colors and the imagery in the bubble, the landscape in the bubble is different than this brown on the outside. So this person's really, you've made them kind of realize that being different is not so bad. And that's one of the reasons why they have a crush on you, is because you kind of saw them for who they were, what their true nature is. One thing I'm noticing with the little tiff or the little arguments you guys may have had, they may not have even been big ones, but there is a little bit of challenging each other in this situation. And we also see that here with Full Moon and Leo that says, don't let pride get in your way. That's one of the things that this is coming through really strongly, is this person might be really prideful, might have a really strong sense of self, in the sense that they don't want that self to be taken down a notch, or they don't want that self to be changed. They have a very solidified kind of ego. And ego is the wrong word because that implies that they're, egotistical, or they have a big ego. It's not that they have a big ego. It's just that they have a strong sense of their own ego. So they have a strong sense of themselves, So basically being told that they are allowed to be themselves and that they can just be who they are, even though they're on a different plane from other people, was something really great that you must have done for them. Yeah, with the Death card in reverse right here, we see this is a major fundamental change in them, but at the same time, it's funny I said change, because the death and rebirth card in reverse means that they're not going to change anymore. So even though they may have had a strong sense of self, there might have been an aspect of them kind of how do I put this? They may have been sort of trying to please other people or fit in while also being at war with their essential innate nature. And basically what we see here because of that is that now they're no longer trying to change themselves to fit their environment. You know, they're kind of letting their environment kind of like see into who they are. You know, they're kind of more proud of themselves is what we see here. And kind of just like you're looking into through this cloak of this person and into these forested trees with stars and stuff back there. They're letting people see through them. And that's something that's going on right now, that you'll be able to know that this is your kind of secret. This person has a secret crush on you, right? And we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So this person that has a crush on you is going to be very slow moving, they're going to take their time. They're not going to rush into a relationship. You're probably not going to know right off the bat if they like you or not. This might be one of those things where they kind of take it slow, see how things go. But they're definitely noticing, and this is kind of recent, that you guys are in perfect harmonies. There must have been something recently, possibly even besides all of this, where you got them to kind of view themselves as kind of worth the effort, and you kind of almost got them to see that instead of like adapting to the world can just look at them or look through them. So they're kind of learning how to melt these boundaries away, and you're kind of getting people to see through them or into them and see who they truly are. And therefore the world's kind of adapting to them instead of them trying to adapt to the world. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else here that I can get. Yeah, just with this Knight of Pentacles card, this is a very deliberate person. They see the goal ahead of them and they make sure they get there by like taking step-by-step deliberate actions. So this is the kind of person who also we see with the Knight of Pentacles. He's walking, and I take all these pentacles on the ground as like seeds that he's planting in this row of corn, this cornfield. I guess it could be corn. But they're taking their time, definitely, and planting these seeds very like specifically and carefully. So this is the type of person who's slowly but surely going to make themselves known to you, and they're going to take it step by step. So if you don't respond well to their advances, they're not going to do anything to disrupt the harmony. So say you're not interested in them, and they keep making advances, right? Every advance they make, they assess the situation and they learn if they can make another advance towards you. So they're taking it very slowly. You'll notice this person kind of might approach you, you know, they might kind of keep their distance from you with the boundaries up, and then every once in a while just break out of that kind of straitjacket of what they've got going on, and then just approach you with kind of a request or ask you a question or be curious about your life. And you'll be like, what is this? This person, hasn't been talking to me for like, 2 weeks, and now they're approaching me again. It's because they take things step by step. Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. And if you are a Knight of Pentacles person, you definitely have the long view in mind. So, and this is not to say they could have multiple projects going on at the same time. I'm not saying that they're like only focused on you and they're just slow and taking their time. With all these pentacles being planted, they definitely are the type of person that any project that they have, slow and steady wins the race with them for sure. With Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, full moon in Leo, I'm definitely noticing that, well, it's interesting. We just had a full moon in Leo, technically. But with Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, I'm definitely noticing that, it's important not to have an ego back with this person. So this person is kind of like, because they have such a strong sense of self, they blend better with people who are more adaptable to them. All right, I think that's it for the reading. Oh yeah, I wanted to pull a crystal wisdom card for you guys just to see if there's any other information that we need to get for this. I'll take the top one. We have Hidden Night. I'm grateful, and this loving energy fills every single cell of my being. Yeah, this is just going back to the fact that you really helped them like uncover this side of themselves where they realized all they have to do is let people see them, let people see the real them, the true them, and they don't have to adapt anymore. They're grateful, and it's interesting. This says Hidden Night, which hidden. They don't have to hide anymore. And this energy that you kind of gave them is like filling them up and making them kind of like you a little bit back. You know, they're kind of like, maybe this person is like my person, you know, and they're curious if, you know, you're going to be that long-term commitment for them. All right, well, that was your reading, group number 1. If you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post pick-a cards like this pretty frequently. With that said, we're going to move on to the next group, the Lapis Lazuli, group number 2. Okay, group number 2, this is if you picked the Lapis Lazuli. Okay, so let's get into your reading. So first of all, this personality, we have the wombat spirit where it says be at home. This indicates on one hand that this person feels really at home with you and in a sense really comfortable and at ease. They might act as if they kind of act with their habits wide open with you. So however that, they just feel very comfortable around you. So kind of like all of their little things that they would hide from other people, they're kind of like keeping them really open with you. So you'll notice that this person acts very different around you than they do to other people. So they might kind of keep to themselves or not be a certain way among other people, but basically with you, with this beautiful encaging card, you kind of make them feel less guilty about, maybe it's just your personality in general, or maybe you've talked through some things. With Work Through Your Fears here, we see that you may have talked through some things with this person, but this person basically just feels like themselves with you. Whether, you know, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, you know, because sometimes we can be too at home with people, if you know what I'm talking about. But, basically with this person, they just can feel so comfortable around you. Like they can just be themselves. They can just let loose. They can, you know, be the type of situation where they can like walk into the same room with you, you know, and, you know, maybe like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example here. Maybe they could be like really polite around people, but then around you, they're saying all these crazy jokes and like things that are kind of like a little like uncouth, but because they don't bother you and you make them feel kind of free in that sense, that they don't have to really put a barrier on themselves. Beautiful encaging, we see them kind of coming out of a cage. We kind of see them kind of like finally feeling free to kind of just express and unleash their full personality on you, or when you guys are in the same situation. So depending on who you are, you might see that as a good thing with this person or a bad thing. But for the most part, I'm saying that it's definitely a good thing on their end that they get to be themselves, you know. So be at home definitely makes sense with Wombat Spirit, that they really get to feel like they're at home with you. And also this person's just going to feel like a person who's living at home. So whatever a person does with their own private habits in their house, this person is going to feel free to do those around you. And that's kind of how you know who this person is. You know, this is not going to be the type of person who's kind of like watching every single step they take around you or trying to be extra careful. They've definitely felt this comfort with you. So I'm definitely seeing that this may be a friendship situation, like a really solid friend that just admires you, but I'm definitely seeing right off the bat that this person just feels really at home with you. And beautiful encaging often reminds me of like guilt and having these kind of like guilt trips, and basically learning that, you know, we don't have to feel guilty about all these things, and we can like let our habits flourish around the right people. You know, it's kind of, I'm seeing this cage is like a guilt thing. And Work Through Your Fears here, I'm definitely saying that this is going to come up later. I'll get to that in a minute. Another way you can tell that this person really admires you is this person's going to be really generous with you. They're really going to be giving their all around you. They're going to be sharing a lot of their either resources, or they're going to be sharing their attention with you. They're going to like to include you in group activities. If they're going out somewhere with their close friends, they're going to, oh yeah, sure, you can come along. Like you are just one in the family with this person. We see here with the Magician in reverse, there's a little aspect of them feeling kind of powerless in your presence. And what I'm seeing here is there's also an aspect that they might not think that you are being fully yourself. So where they're going to be fully themselves around you and they see you as kind of that person they can just be open and okay with, they're definitely seeing you as someone that maybe, and this is just a small thing. For the most part, I'm getting like really cohesive vibes. This pile actually could go either way. It could either be really cohesive or not, or like very like this person could seem really annoying to you. So just keep that in mind. But this person definitely sees that you could possibly be yourself a little bit more around them. They're kind of looking at you like that. But the Sun card shows that they're definitely happy. This Sun card just shows like positivity, optimism. There's just a general good feeling that they get from this connection with you. And this can also represent them too. There's an aspect that for them, they are basically a very cheerful person, a very happy person. Like I mentioned, like jokes before, where they're saying like any kind of joke. They might be really good with humor. There's just something really positive about them that like other people can sense and that you can sense too, you know, and especially when they're around you, they definitely unleash it fully with you. So really this Sun card comes out, like if some people might not know that they're like this, you're going to be a person that definitely knows that they're like this because they're like this around you, you know? So lastly, I wanted to work through your fears. And this is a situation where there's a little bit of things to work through. This can also indicate a like physical chemistry between the both of you, like kind of a physical attraction. But with work through your fears, this is also representing kind of like with that guilt thing and uncaging guilt, there's more to this connection than meets the eye. It's almost like this person, even though they are really open with you and kind of feel free to be themselves, there's still some like logistical things to work through with the guilt that they feel and kind of the guilt that they're going through. With work through your fears, it's almost like they need to figure out what is kind of a guilt and what is a fear and how they're playing off of each other and how they're triggering each other, how their guilt is affecting their fears and, you know, how they're, you know, and vice versa. So there's kind of some psychological stuff that needs to be worked through with this person. And it's interesting. They probably seem like the most unproblematic person in the world with this Sun card, you know, the beautiful uncaging around you, being at home. It seems like everything's really good on their end. They feel like everything's really good, but this is just showing you that they still have some things to work through because they're not like this with everyone. You know, they still feel these kind of guilty feelings around other people. You know, they can't just be themselves with everyone, but with you, they definitely feel like they can be themselves. They can be at home with you. And then working through these fears is something that's more of a communication aspect. And also because it's Scorpio and it's a water sign, it's also about intuition, you know, and because it's a new moon means that it's going to start, if you communicate with this person, this is kind of the next step in communication with them, is kind of getting through and working through some of these things. I pulled a crystal wisdom card for the last group, so I'm going to pull one for this group too. Okay, I'll take the top one right here. We have Fire Agate. I allow the creativity of my soul to shine through into my world. Interesting. Now, Fire Agate's an interesting crystal because when I was looking at crystals, when I was first purchasing crystals, I really wanted like some really good Fire Agate because Fire Agate like resonates with lower chakras like the sacral chakra and the root chakra and even sometimes the solar plexus. But it's also, some people think it has like an element where it can connect with your third eye and your intuition. So I'm definitely seeing that right here where we have like a lot of this yellow and orange right here. And then we have some purple over here. There's definitely an aspect that there is more to meets the eye in this connection. There could just be a very fun, fiery connection between both of you, or that they feel towards you and the reason why they like you so much. But there's also this element of an intuitive bridge that is possibly not known at the time. It's interesting because you picked Lapis Lazuli, and that's a stone that can help with like psychic development. So I'm definitely seeing that with this person, there is an aspect that there could be a psychic connection that develops in the future. I'm definitely picking up on that. Once a lot of these things are worked through, a lot of these fears or guilt and stuff, and that playback that I mentioned earlier, there could be a kind of a psychic connection that develops between the two of you. I'm definitely picking up strong friend energy for sure. Very strong friend energy. This could be romantic. I'm thinking it also is romantic because there is that kind of with Scorpio, there might be kind of more of a like physical chemistry there. But one thing for sure, I'm picking up strong friendship energy. So even if you don't like this person could end up being a great friend over time. You know, sometimes feelings with people change. Some people can actually turn off their attraction to someone or turn it on based on however that person responds to them. You know, it's that reciprocity that kind of makes that other person attractive. And that might be the case here. It might not be such a one-sided crush. They might be kind of waiting for that reciprocity before they develop further feelings or further attachments towards you. So yeah, so that was your reading, group number 2. If you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post pick-a cards like this pretty frequently. With that said, we're gonna move on to the next group, group number 3 with the Tiffany stone. Okay, group number 3, this is if you picked the Tiffany stone. So let's get into your reading. So, who is your secret admirer? One thing I noticed first is we got 2 king cards, and this is just some strong, especially with the wand energy and the sword energy, this is some strong, really intense masculine energy coming through. We have someone who is, you know, first and foremost, a great communicator and also a great leader. Someone who is kind of intuitive and also, how do I put this? Intuitive and developed in how they communicate that intuition. So one thing I'm seeing here too is with a grand symphony. First, this person is kind of a person that really sees you as like that final component to like their life, you know? Think of them as kind of like a conductor. You know, with maybe they're using this wand and they're like conducting the orchestra. Because they are kind of like, they're definitely giving me strong leadership vibes. And a grand symphony, I'm definitely thinking of a conductor conducting the symphony that we see here. There's this element where, also with, interestingly enough, there is a hummingbird right here in this card, and that reminds me of being present in the here and now. So this person might actually even though they are intuitive, they're very entwined with what's going on in the present moment around them. And they're definitely a strong worker. What we see with the 2 of Pentacles, as far as like them being busy and kind of, how do I put this? Them being just busy and very productive. All the time. And you might actually know them through a work situation or at work or somehow. This is just a very powerful person. Very powerful person. What we see here with Wasp Spirit, where it says sometimes life stings, there's this whole element where you might know who this person is, and you might actually know already that they have a crush on you. Because it's one of those things where it's like they've definitely made it known to you that they have a crush on you. I don't see them being like that subtle, you know, but also with the King of Swords being a swords card, and with the Wasp Spirit, sometimes life stings. This person in general can be kind of, sometimes can be kind of aggressive with people. I'm not saying they're never really aggressive with you, but you're kind of, because of their confidence and how powerful this person is, I can see here with You Are Good Enough, Full Moon and Virgo, there's an aspect where you're questioning kind of if you're the right person for this person. So there's an element of that in here too, of like questioning. So this is going to be someone who you know has a crush on you, but you're questioning them. You're kind of wondering, am I the right person for them? And what we're seeing here with the Grand Symphony is they definitely believe you're just, you know, like, they value you on an individual level, yes, but they also believe you're a part of a bigger picture for them. You know, because they're so intuitive, they see a bigger, grander design in things, and they see that you are a part of that design. Now, they are very, very busy, so they probably don't have enough time to give you so much attention. They're probably the type that kind of made it clear, like, oh yeah, I like you, you know, we could have a relationship, something along those lines, but then they just go back to their busy lifestyle. I can see here that kind of leaves you thinking like, well, what's going to happen with this, or what is going to come of this? If they're so busy or powerful, and is this something I want? And there's a lot of doubt and questions coming up. But with full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. It is saying that you are good enough to be in a relationship with them. Especially with the full moon, this is a completion, and it's interesting because we just had a full moon in Cancer, and now we had a full moon in Leo. Full moon in Virgo is coming up at the next full moon. And I'm definitely seeing that it's possible around that time for some of you that you might get the courage or the self-esteem to kind of realize what this connection means for you. But at the same time, this could also be a situation where you also know that maybe that you're not their type. That could also be a possibility. But for most of you, I'm just seeing that there's an aspect of not feeling like you're good enough for this person, that this person's kind of beyond you in the realm of like what a relationship is, or kind of like what you expected in a relationship. And what we're seeing here is that is what kind of stings sometimes. With Wasp Spirit, sometimes life stings. What we're having here is kind of little signs or little doubts that are creeping into your mind about like what this relationship could be, and that's kind of what is the part that is stinging. Let me see if I can get any more information on who this person is. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that they are some kind of a leader. That is coming through strong. One thing real quick, just because I see the animals, they could be good with animals. But I'm also getting that they kind of have a big picture of the world in mind. They're definitely big picture people. And they kind of understand what they want out of life. As far as they know, I definitely see them very like goal driven. With the sword, this is also another element too, is that they could have this side of them that is double edged. With Wasp Spirit, sometimes life stings. There could be a side to them that, they prick as well as kiss, basically. So they kind of can like love on you at one moment and then maybe sting you the next. We're definitely seeing that with the sword card, and sometimes life stings. But overall, they're a very driven person. They're a very busy person. They're very good at taking care of all the activities around them. They have a bigger picture in mind. I definitely think they're someone who is admired, possibly worshipped in their chosen field or profession. But it all comes down to this: you are good enough for this person. This is going to be someone that you're doubting. So this is kind of a situation where you possibly already know that they had a secret crush on you, and if you didn't, you know now. And it's up to you now. So let's get one last card. Let's get a Crystal Wisdom card here to see if there's any other information I can pull out. And we have Brazilianite. I am flexible and free to be me. Okay, so there might be an element that this person, you might find them maybe oppressive or slightly oppressive, like they can maybe dominate too much of the time. And I'm flexible and free to be me. I'm definitely seeing there's this element where you're going to have that with them. You're going to be able to be flexible and have your own lifestyle. And free to be me is important here because they're so busy with this grand symphony thing and their projects and stuff that you will have that kind of flexibility with them. Where you will be able to be free and do your own thing. So that's something that's coming into mind, that this person kind of had that, they have a crush on you. They're kind of aware of that could happen, is that you could have this freedom, So if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post pick cards like this pretty frequently. With that said, we're going to move on with the last group number 4, the Orange Agate. Okay, group 4, if you picked the Orange Agate. So let's get into your reading. First, one thing I noticed was a powerful move. And this card definitely stands out to me whenever I draw it, because it just means that there is like one motion or one move or one thing that one person did, that kind of just changed the game with this other person. So there's an element that, and I'm definitely seeing that you did this as the viewer. You made a powerful move against this person, and at least in their mind, they saw it as kind of like an act of service or love towards them. But in their mind, they also, it's interesting because when we have adjustments are required right here and make your dreams real, and also the Queen of Pentacles right here with her eyes closed, I'm definitely seeing there's an element of unreality to this situation. So there's an element of something being unreal, or kind of, I'm surprised the Moon card didn't show up, because there's this element of like illusion, or this person not knowing who you really are. This person that likes you kind of sees you as someone that you're not, I guess is the best way to put it. With Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. First of all, they feel like they've caught you in a web, which I don't think that you feel like you have been caught in a web. But this person definitely feels like they've captured you. And it's interesting, they feel like they've captured you based on a powerful move you did to them. Now, powerful moves can come in many different shapes and forms. It can be an act of kindness to someone else. It can be kind of like with this person, it possibly could be a sign of submission, like making yourself seem weak in their presence, and that affected them very powerfully. And now they feel like they've kind of got you trapped, and it's kind of not trapped is not the right word, but this person definitely sees this. I'm trying to explain it. Hold on. This person definitely that has a crush on you definitely sees you as someone that would kind of submit to their will, if that makes sense. I know this sounds very intense. I know this sounds sounding like very intense and stuff, but it's not as bad as you think. They just feel like you're caught in their web, right? And this could be a person with lots of connections, lots of people that they communicate with. This person may have a lot of acquaintances, right? And it's this big web of social people. And you may have come in and done something, and they really noticed it right off the bat with the powerful move card. They noticed it for sure, and they thought, okay, they're in my web now, and I'm in control. So they kind of have this position right now, the person who has a crush on you, where they think they're kind of in control of the situation, and they can kind of use their connections to kind of get you closer to them. I'm definitely seeing here too with the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, and Queen of Wands, just because they're three court cards and they're all different suits. I'm definitely seeing there's an element that this person's very multifaceted. They can be many different people. They can be a different person to different people at different times. And B, there's an element that they might work through their connections to get to you, or to let you know that they like you. So that's something that's coming through strong too. With Queen of Pentacles, especially because has her eyes closed, this particular queen, and she's very relaxed, and she's holding this very loosely. I don't think this person has any kind of claiming or dominant feelings towards you. There's almost a sense that it's kind of like that, but they have a loose grip. This person in general with their relationships has a loose grip, and that's interestingly enough what keeps all their friends and acquaintances so close to them, or that they keep coming back, because this person themselves holds on to these people very loosely, and so they feel like they can come back. And that's, interestingly enough, it's like you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. You know, it's one of those situations, right? They hold on loosely and more people come into the web. So there's that whole element right there. There might be an element with the King of Cups. There's a few things, interesting things. I noticed this necklace around him right here with the little fish pendant. It's kind of reminding me of a fish out of water. It's almost like they're a little out of their element with you, like they don't quite know what to do, but at the same time, this could also represent them like just giving you a gift of some kind, or like making some offer to you, or giving you some kind of gift. This amulet also reminds me of protection, and I'm definitely seeing that as one of those things where it's like you are protected. I don't think any of these people are going to harm you. These people all kind of roughly are under the spell of this one person, right, that you kind of affected. So no one can kind of harm you as long as they like you. It's one of those things. We're definitely seeing here with the Queen of Wands, we have a wand card, which is also that leadership vibe. And we're seeing all these lit candles around this person, right? And this person is very focused on you. They have a crush on you, even though they have all these potential suitors, all these possibilities of people who probably like them or want to get with them. They're definitely looking at you, the spark in their hand. They're looking at you for sure. Anyway, adjustments are required right here represents that some of these illusions need to be broken. So they have this illusion that they have kind of control over these people in their environment. And to their defense, they kind of do. But the thing is sometimes they're a little delusional and they think they have control over almost anyone. They're kind of just so socially savvy that they can kind of move and discuss and talk to any different person. They kind of can shapeshift a little bit, so they can talk to whoever they want. But adjustments are required means that you guys are going to have to get on the correct level with each other. There's going to be an element of reality that sets in, right? We see here this half moon. It's like there's half illusion, half realism, if you think about it. And there's going to be an element, if you want something to work with this person, where you guys are going to have to come to a level where you break down how you truly feel and what you each are individually experiencing as far as both of your perceptions go. I think once that is uncovered, a relationship can begin, if you want a relationship to begin with this person. But I'm definitely seeing with adjustments are required, there is an element where there are going to be kind of adjustments in conversation that, to get that kind of conversation going in the right way, because they definitely met their match in you. And I think that's why they like you so much, is because you made this powerful move towards them and it really affected them. It's kind of like, a powerful move can also be like an element of resistance. Maybe they tried to pull you into their web and you resisted, and maybe they still think that they, have you even based off that resistance. It's like a fly resisting in the spider's web. The spider thinks they have that fly, but sometimes the fly escapes, it's possible. There's an element there that could happen, but they don't think it's likely. But you definitely have a lot more freedom from this web than they would like to think you have. You're definitely much more of an individual person, I'm noticing. And maybe even more, maybe you're a type of person who you have your own kind of double-edged side. Because what we see here with these cards representing them is the Pentacles, the Cups, and the Wands. The only element we're missing is the Swords card. Swords can cut through web pretty easily. They're sharp blades and stuff like that. So there's this whole element that you might be more dangerous to them than they actually are to you. But yeah, that's all up to you and what you want to do with this situation. I don't think they have any ill will towards you. So there's probably no need for any kind of, I don't know how to explain it. But they definitely like you. They definitely like you. You did something to them that made them kind of have a crush on you, some kind of powerful move in their eyes where they thought that wow, I have to have this person, or this person's already mine, or I'm in control. They already kind of have this mindset that they're in control. But okay, so let me get you a Crystal Wisdom card. And this will be the last card I'll pull for this reading. If one will come out. Okay, we have Tiger's Eye. I am courageous and this energy supports me throughout my life. Okay, that kind of shows me what the move was. They saw an act of courage from you. And to this person, that is incredible. That is kind of like the ultimate kind of thing that they're looking for, is someone who kind of can either stand up for themselves or have an act of courage. So whatever they saw you do, or something that you did towards them, you may have maybe they said something and you stood up for yourself towards them or something. I don't know, but some act of courage is the thing that is going to unify you guys, And that's kind of the bonding agent. The powerful move is really the bonding agent of what can kind of bind you two together. This spider, make your dreams real. This is kind of the illusion, but also make your dreams real really correlates with adjustments are required, in that you have to kind of, when you guys are communicating, you don't have to, but but it might be nice or good for the relationship and cohesiveness if you communicated through those kind of illusions and realities that you're both experiencing, so you guys can get on the same page. Sometimes, I have some friends that are intuitive and I'm intuitive, and sometimes we have different types of intuition. They have certain gifts and I have certain gifts, and it can create confusion because what one person's gift could be another person's illusion and vice versa. So you have to keep that in mind with this person. They might be very gifted psychically or spiritually, but you might just not be understanding their exact gift at that precise time. So yeah, so if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. That's it for the reading. Yeah, if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post pick-a cards like this pretty frequently. With that said, that was the last reading for today for who your secret admirer is. And I will see you guys in the next pick-a card, the next video that I post. And have a great day, all y'all. Bye.